With over 40 million followers across social media, Matt Rife isn't just another funny guy. He's the icon of modern stand-up. His jokes are raw, unscripted, and perfectly timed. Even though his stand-up is great, it's his crowd work that sets him apart. Smart, fearless, and probably the hottest comedian alive. But this kind of genius doesn't just happen by accident. Matt's been grinding stages since he was 15. What started as a small-town kid chasing laughs became a mission to change the industry forever. By the end of this video, you'll know all his genius comedy techniques and why Matt is so funny. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we uncover the real story behind Matt Rife. Before the Netflix deals, the sold-out tours, and the millions of followers, Matt Rife was just a teenager with a sharp tongue and a wild dream, growing up in a town most people couldn't find on a map. North Lewisburg, Ohio, was small, quiet, and far from any kind of spotlight, but that didn't stop Matt from believing he could reach it. He wasn't surrounded by celebrities or mentors, but from an early age, he had something just as powerful, a hunger to be heard and the ability to make people stop and listen. Born in 1995 in Columbus and raised in a packed blended household, Matt quickly figured out that being funny was more than entertainment. It was a tool. In a house full of voices, it was the one way he could stand out and take control. That humor, however, came from a place of pain most people never saw. When Matt was only 17 months old, his father died by suicide. The weight of that loss stayed with him, shaping how he saw the world and how he connected with others. His grandfather stepped in as a guiding force, and his mother, April, worked around the clock to support 5 kids. Even when things were hard, she never stopped pushing Matt to chase what made him come alive. At 14, he stepped on stage for the first time during a school talent show. There were no writers, no training, no safety net, just Matt, a microphone, and a crowd that didn't know what to expect. When they laughed, it wasn't just a win, it was proof. In that moment, he didn't wonder anymore if this was for him. He knew. But Matt didn't stop with stand-up. He knew that if he wanted to grow, he had to stretch beyond the stage. He started auditioning and picked up acting roles in shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Fresh Off the Boat. Later, he led indie films like The Elevator, Black Pumpkin, and American Typecast. Each role was another way to study performance, another space to sharpen his instincts. Even as the acting gigs picked up, he kept coming back to comedy. No matter how many scripts he read or sets he filmed, the mic was still his home. Every show gave him another chance to experiment, to fail, to rebuild. Whether it was 100 people or a handful, he performed like the room was packed. By the time the world started noticing, Matt Rife wasn't just another rising star. He was already a seasoned performer with years of mistakes behind him and a style he had built from the ground up. What looked like overnight success was the result of over a decade of grinding in silence. In 2015, while most 19-year-olds were adjusting to college life or figuring out how to stretch their student loans, Matt Rife found himself stepping into one of the most challenging and unpredictable stages in comedy. As the youngest cast member in the history of MTV's Wild 'N Out, he wasn't just joining a show, he was entering a pressure cooker that tested every second of your timing, confidence, and wit. Wild 'N Out was not built for comfort. It was raw, fast, and unforgiving.
Words black people can't pronounce.
What is, yeah, I'm the dad.
Part improv showcase, part roast battle, and entirely live wire energy, it demanded complete presence from everyone involved. There were no scripts to fall back on, no retakes, and no room for hesitation. You either kept up or you got steamrolled. And Matt didn't just keep up, he thrived. Every moment on that stage was a battle for dominance. Surrounded by hip-hop legends, seasoned comics, and performers who had already found their rhythm, Matt had to prove he belonged. With each episode, he sharpened the very skill that would go on to define his career, his ability to respond instantly, adjust his delivery mid-sentence, and connect with an audience through pure, spontaneous precision. Wild 'N Out became his training ground for crowd work, forcing him to develop a level of awareness most comedians take decades to refine. He learned how to read a person before they even spoke, how to turn the smallest detail into a moment of hilarity, and how to walk the tightrope of roasting someone without alienating the crowd. These weren't carefully rehearsed lines. This was high-stakes performance in real time. He didn't treat stand-up as a side project. It remained the foundation of his craft, the place where every instinct and lesson could be tested live. After every shoot, he would return to the road, performing in small clubs, late-night venues, and unfamiliar towns. The audiences were unpredictable, the rooms varied, but Matt understood something critical. Fame is temporary. But the ability to truly connect with a live crowd, that skill endures. His rise wasn't built on shortcuts or social media tricks. It was built on relentless performance and complete command of the moment. What appeared off the cuff was actually calculated. What felt casual was anything but. Every laugh was earned, every moment was designed, and by the time people began to take notice, Matt Rife was no longer just a promising talent. He was becoming one of the sharpest performers working a mic. By the time Matt Rife reached his early 20s, he had already logged more stage hours than many comedians twice his age. He had performed in crowded clubs, faced hostile hecklers, and gone joke for joke with seasoned entertainers and hip-hop legends on live television. But rather than riding the wave of recognition from his MTV days, he made a decision that set him apart from the rest. He chose to take full control of his career and create something that was entirely his own. In 2021, Matt released his first self-produced comedy special titled OnlyFans, a name that immediately turned heads and made it clear he wasn't playing by anyone else's rules. The special didn't follow the polished, network-approved formula. It was raw, unpredictable, and completely authentic. Audiences responded, not just because the material was funny, but because it was personal, bold, and completely unfiltered. He took risks. He explored topics others avoided.
You say sorry to a black person today? Get your Venmo out right now. Cash App every black person in here $5. Gets you through the rest of the show.
And even when the structure wasn't perfect, the energy was undeniable. It wasn't designed to please everyone. It was designed to tell the truth, in his own way, and that honesty landed exactly where it needed to. 2 years later, he followed up with Matthew Stephen Rife, a special that delivered sharper writing, stronger pacing, and a deeper look into the experiences that shaped him as both a person and a performer.
What about a trans person in a wheelchair?
Oh, you mean transportation?
It was followed closely by Walking Red Flag, which pushed things even further and left no doubt that Matt wasn't auditioning for attention anymore. He had arrived, and he was here to stay. But while the specials grew his fan base, it was TikTok that launched him into another level of visibility.
Has anybody ever been to prison? Right here? What'd they say you did?
Conspiracy to manufacture meth, third-degree sale of cocaine, and fourth-degree sale of meth.
Conspiracy to make and sell meth?
Yep.
Did you bring enough for the rest of the class?
His crowd work clips, often just a few seconds long, showed exactly what set him apart. His ability to create comedy in real time, based entirely on the people in the room and the energy of the moment.
You just finished cancer treatment. Good for you, man. Battling cancer and AIDS. My God.
He didn't just tell jokes. He interacted, dissected, and flipped observations into perfectly timed punchlines with a speed that felt impossible.
You wore the cowboy hat. Do you have a cowgirl job?
Yeah.
You do. What do you do?
Ranch help.
Ranch help.
I also
Oh,
work
that used to be called something way different.
Each viral video brought more eyes, and with every post, the numbers climbed. What started with a few well-edited clips became a full-blown cultural moment. Within months, his TikTok following exploded into the tens of millions, and suddenly, Matt Rife wasn't just a rising comic. He had become a constant presence in people's feeds, timelines, and conversations. It wasn't only about the laughs. It was the way he delivered them, with confidence, charm, and precision that made every takedown feel like a compliment. He never crossed the line into cruelty. And even when he roasted someone, they laughed along with him because he made the moment feel shared instead of targeted. The voice that first developed in a small town in Ohio was now echoing across the globe, and it was still just as fast, just as fearless, and just as focused. In November 2023, Matt Rife reached a major turning point in his career with the release of his first Netflix special, Natural Selection, a project that didn't just showcase his signature comedy style, but also introduced him to a much wider global audience. The special featured the same fast-paced crowd work and edgy humor that had built his name online. But this time, the stakes were higher and the reactions more intense. While many fans praised the performance for its honesty and boldness, others quickly criticized several jokes, especially those touching on gender roles and domestic violence, which sparked a wave of backlash across social media platforms. Audiences were divided, with some calling him one of the last comics willing to take real risks, while others believed the material crossed a line that shouldn't have been touched. Matt didn't retreat from the controversy or soften his stance. In several interviews following the release, he explained that comedy, in his view, is meant to challenge people and provoke strong reactions, and if everyone leaves a show feeling comfortable, then the material likely didn't say anything important. He made it clear that playing it safe had never been his goal. Just a few months later, he returned with something entirely different. Lucid, Netflix's first ever special made entirely from crowd work, filmed in front of a live audience of 3,000 people in Charlotte. There was no script, no planned material, and no second chances. Every joke came from the energy in the room and whatever moments the audience gave him to work with. Even critics who hadn't connected with natural selection praised Lucid for its risk and authenticity, calling it a fresh and exciting approach to modern stand-up. That momentum carried directly into a global tour, with shows across the United States and Europe selling out within hours of tickets going live. Every city brought something new, and Matt adapted on the spot, reading the room, responding to curveballs, and building moments that felt spontaneous and unforgettable. At one show in Berlin, a fan tossed a bra onto the stage, and without missing a beat, he turned it into a full improv bit that went viral before the night was over.
When did you take this off? Who are you here with?
My boyfriend.
You're a boyfriend?
Most comedians use crowd work as a backup plan, something to fall back on when a joke doesn't land or when someone in the audience says something unexpected. But for Matt Rife, crowd work isn't a break from the act, it is the act. Talking to the crowd is what drives his entire show. And this isn't just about being funny, it's about how fast he thinks, how quickly he can take a small detail from someone in the audience and turn it into a full bit that feels like it was planned. Here's a great example.
Much. That's all right. How long is half a marathon? 21K? Thank you. 15 miles. Okay. This motherfucker making me do math right now. You know when you ask somebody how old a baby is, and they're like 437,000 months, and you're like, you bitch, you mean they're 86? You ran 15 miles this morning? Why? That's so far. You did that without training? You woke up and just wanted to, okay, Forrest Gump. Jesus Christ, man.
That whole sequence takes maybe 30 seconds, but it hits like a full bit. He connects ideas quickly, adds little twists, and delivers the final line at just the right time. It feels effortless, but it's not. He's already 2 steps ahead the moment she starts talking. Now watch what happens when the moment isn't light at all.
Do you have a cane too?
I do.
Shut up. May I ask what you have yours for?
Spine
Y-
problems.
Spine problem. Cancer? Get the out of here. I'm so sorry. The headdress? No, I didn't know if you were Tupac or something. I didn't know. Nobody knows where he's at. I want to be presumptuous. You currently have cancer? What stage?
4.
4. God damn. So, that's whose mom?
That's my mom.
That's a moment where most comedians would either freeze or say something awkward, but Matt immediately shifts focus to the woman's daughter sitting behind her.
Right, sitting right behind you? You didn't want to sit next to your dying mother?
It's risky, but it lands, because instead of making the woman the target, he moves the attention just far enough to keep it playful. He lets the crowd breathe through the tension without backing off completely, and that's a skill you don't often see. Matt also remembers everything. Names, backstories, small throwaway details. He stores them in his head and brings them back later when no one expects it. And that's when he really surprises the crowd.
My boy in a wheelchair over here? What's up, man? Who are you here with? You here with your cousin? What up, cousin? What's your name? Jake. Good to meet you, dog. Jake and? Logan. Sounded like it. Shut up. Everybody shut up already. I can already tell how y'all gonna feel about this, and I'm not gonna stand for it. Neither will he.
That's what lightning speed processing really is. It's not just about being fast, it's about knowing what to say, when to say it, and how hard to push without losing the crowd. Most comedians need time to build a moment like that. Matt builds it as he goes, and the audience has no idea how much thought is happening behind the scenes. Matt Rife doesn't just use charm to win over the crowd, he uses it as a weapon. He walks on stage knowing he looks like the guy your mom warned you about, and he plays into it. He flirts, he compliments, he leans in just enough to lower the audience's guard, and then he flips it. That's the flirt roast combo. And he does it with anyone. Women, grandmas, farm girls, it doesn't matter. If you make eye contact, you're fair game.
What is your name? Shirley. Yeah. Who are you here with tonight, Shirley? You here by yourself? Thank you. You know you don't have to leave that way. What do you do?
I work for a credit union, managing people who complain and bitch and gripe.
Managing people who complain, bitch, and gripe. You run Twitter? Wow.
And that line lands because he's not being mean. He's just using the energy she's giving him. It's playful, not punched down. And that's the key. You can see the same thing in this next one. Same setup, totally different vibe.
You wore the cowboy hat. Do you have a cowgirl job?
Yeah.
You do. What do you do?
Ranch help.
Ranch help.
I also
Oh,
work
that used to be called something way different. Sorry, 6 black people that are here. I do apologize. My man. How old are you?
I can't legally say it.
You can't legally say it? Well, this conversation's over. All right. Hello, Diddy? Yeah, one got out. Yeah. She's been on a farm?
Now pause on that. That joke only works because he's already warmed her up. He asks her age, he lets the crowd laugh with her, not at her. And when he drops the punchline, it hits harder because the moment feels like a shared secret, not a roast from a stranger. This is one of Matt's smartest moves. He uses flirting not just as a style, but as a setup. It's a tension builder. It makes people lean in. And just when they think it's safe, he drops the real punchline, usually disguised as a compliment.
Kids? You have one. Boy, girl? Girl. Rasheem, you've met this child? The daughter likes Rasheem? Good. How does her dad feel? It doesn't matter. That's a good answer. Is he white? I'll tell you how he feels. That's how you win, Rasheem. That's how you win, boy. Let's go.
The daughter has a thing for Rasheem, and instead of just playing it safe, Matt leans into the awkwardness. No punchline, no delivery, just a perfectly timed silence, because he knows the audience will take it the rest of the way. And that's not just a roast. That's a setup delivered with complete control. That's what makes the flirt-roast combo so effective. Matt doesn't just flirt to be flirty, he flirts to line people up. And then, when the moment's right, he pulls the trigger. The charm works, because it builds connection. And once that connection is strong enough, he starts to test where the line is and how far the audience will let him go. If you've watched more than 5 minutes of Matt Rife, you already know he doesn't shy away from controversial topics. But what separates him from most shock comics is that he doesn't just say wild stuff. He checks the room first, he reads the crowd, builds trust, and then pushes the line. This is what we call permission to offend, and it's exactly what it sounds like. He earns the right to say the risky thing by making the audience feel like they gave him permission to do it. Let's start with a clear example.
What's up, beautiful? How you doing? Oh, who is this? What's your name, love? Nicole. Nicole. Nice to meet you, Nicole. Who are you here with? Rebecca. Rebecca? What's up, Rebecca? How old are you, Nicole?
33.
33. Have you done Molly? Not yet? It might fix you. Shut up, balcony! Shut up! Can I ask what your condition is? CP? Yeah. And Rebecca, where did you meet?
We've been friends forever. I also have CP,
You also have CP? Where?
Now that line, on paper, is dark, but in context it's perfect. Because by that point he's already done the work, he's complimented them, he's engaged, and most importantly, they're laughing with him, not waiting to be offended. This is the formula. Make them feel seen. Then hit the line.
Does anybody here have any autistic children? Do you really?
Yeah.
How old?
So he just turned 4.
He just turned 4. What's how far on the spectrum would you say he is? Is it little by little, or is he like?
He's nonverbal.
He's nonverbal. He got it.
Yeah.
What's his thing that he's really good at?
So he's hyperlexic.
Hyperlexic. What's that?
He's very, very good with numbers, shapes, colors.
He's good with numbers,
Any
shapes, and
color.
colors. Fuck yeah, that dude about to rob a casino someday. You're gonna be a very rich mom someday. There's no cons, bro. You don't gotta worry about him talking to strangers. You don't like talking to nobody. That's awesome. Congratulations. What is that?
Some fan art.
You made that?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You drew this?
Yes.
That's so cool. She drew this. Aww. This is so good. And you're verbal.
You see it again in another moment, just as risky, but just as calculated. It's absurd. And it only works because he framed it as a compliment first. He builds the kid up as a genius, then takes it into the bit. The joke lands because it doesn't feel like he's laughing at autism. It feels like he's laughing at the idea of a 4-year-old planning a heist. And it's more than just a tactic, it's emotional management. You can't roast someone for having CP or being autistic or surviving cancer, unless you've made it crystal clear that the laughter is coming with them, not at them. Matt knows that, and that's why it works. It's risky, but it feels real. When you watch Matt Rife on stage, it feels like he's just making everything up on the spot. No script, no plan, just a guy talking to strangers and somehow turning it into a comedy show. But that's the trick. It's not random, it just feels that way. Matt builds jokes live in real time, but with a system. He knows how to shape a story, how to build tension, and how to make the audience think it's all happening naturally, even when it's carefully controlled.
Shut up! He's at a comedy show. He know what he came for, all right? That's not true. He could totally be here against his will. We don't know. It could have been just Jake that wanted to come to the show. He was like, oh, well, parking's going to be a disaster.
It's funny. It feels like a random thought. But in reality, he's already setting up a small story. He's adding characters, creating a joke loop, making sure the audience is in on it. Now check this one.
You in a wheelchair? What's up, man? What happened?
Nah, I had an accident in Hawaii.
You had an accident in Hawaii? Shark attack?
No, it sounds cooler, but no.
It sounds cooler. What was the accident?
Nah, I was just going into the ocean and a wave came in, kind of.
A wave just knocked you out? How fucking strong was this wave?
Hawaii.
The Moana fucking punched you in the spine?
Pretty strong. No, it kind of pushed me into the bottom, so I broke.
Pushed you to the bottom. You broke your neck?
Yeah.
Oh, because you wanted to go in the ocean.
Yeah, because she wanted to go in the ocean.
Because she wanted to go in the ocean, he says. Damn! Now look, this motherfucker a mermaid because of you. Oh, boy.
It's fast, clever, and works because he waits for the perfect moment. That pause, the timing, the gentle tone. It's not just luck, it's experience, and none of it feels written down. But you can tell he's used these tools before. He knows how to keep it playful, when to hold back, and when to go big.
How old are the kids?
18. They're transgender.
They're trans? You have a trans child? Fuck. Now boy or girl?
Girl.
Now a girl. Nice. Can I ask her name?
Amy.
Amy. Can I ask the dead name? Dylan. Amy's better.
Yeah.
That's on you. That's on you a little bit. Where are you from? Wales. Oh. Just be thankful she's not a sheep now. No, I'm sure she's stunning. I'm sure she's a bad bitch.
This is maybe the boldest example. That joke only lands because he built to it slowly. He made the audience comfortable first, then he went for the line. It looks effortless, but it's very intentional. That's what makes this technique so powerful. It's not about pretending to be unprepared. It's about being so prepared, it looks like you're not trying at all. Matt doesn't just talk at the audience, he pulls them into the act. Every conversation becomes something personal, not just a quick joke, but a moment that sticks. This is one of his biggest strengths, making people feel like they're not just watching the show, they're part of it. Let's start with one of the best examples.
Oh, sign language. Who are you signing to? Oh, right, both of them? What are your names? She signed fast as fuck. Justine, nice to meet you.
You gonna slow it down for you?
Yes, slow it down for me. Justine, I'll come. Chill out, all right? Your name, sir?
My name is Todd.
Todd. Justine and Todd. Justine, how do you know Todd?
I don't.
Dude, she said, I don't. And her tone was so rude, he heard it. Like, even in the deaf community, bitches are like, no, we're not together. Trust me.
And it lands, not because it's shocking, but because it feels honest. Even without sound, Matt finds a way to make the moment feel warm and hilarious at the same time. You see this again in a completely different setup.
Your name?
Lana.
Lana?
Lana.
Lana?
Lana.
You're saying exactly what I'm saying. Lana.
Lana.
Lana?
Lana.
Did I not just fucking say that? Spell it.
L-O-R-N-A.
L-O-R-N-A. Lorna. Not even a real name. I see why you mispronounced it. Lorna? What's your last name? The Rings? Lorna the Rings? Whatever, dude. Fucking nerds. Whatever. You drove 200 miles from me to sit on your phone?
It starts with something small, a name. He plays with the pronunciation, then asks her to spell it, and that's all he needs. It's a classic Matt move. Take something basic, twist it into a joke, and then, when she looks at her phone mid-show, he hits again. And here's the thing, it never feels hostile. He's not calling her out to embarrass her. He's pulling her into the rhythm of the set and turning her into a character, making sure the moment belongs to both of them. Matt Rife doesn't hold back. He jokes about race, religion, gender, disabilities, you name it, but somehow it rarely turns into backlash. Why? Because he's not punching down. He's inviting everyone in. This is controlled edginess, and it's not luck, it's precision.
That's your son? You see what I see, right? Adopted? But aren't... Hold on. Is your husband black? He was. What, did you wash him? I'm kidding.
That joke walks a very thin line, but Matt plays it off with surprise and innocence, like the line just popped into his head. There's no judgment, just quick wit. And the way he keeps the tone light makes the audience laugh with him, not flinch.
What are your names? Marco. Assis? What's your ethnicity? Indian. Great to meet you, man. Assis. What are you doing work-wise, Assis?
I'm a hardware engineer.
Hardware engineer. Who would have thought? Both you guys are single? Assis, we gotta find you a woman. You guys only get one, right? Is that correct? Is that correct? Is it only one life? It is? Okay. Yeah, I fucking know shit. It's one wife, 8 arms, right? Is that the thing that it does? Yeah, so who needs a wife when you can just fucking Spider-Man your way around? Just saying. Is that Hindu? That's Hindu. What is your, do you practice any religion at all? I'm a Sikh. You're a Sikh? All right, I'll hide.
This shouldn't work, but it does, because he doesn't use these topics to divide the room. He uses them to keep it honest. He makes people laugh at the thing that usually shuts conversations down. Matt's not afraid to say the wild line. He builds a world where no one is safe, but no one is a target either. And that's why people let him go further than almost any other comic today. It's easy to look at Matt Rife now and think, he got lucky. The looks, the followers, the fame, but peel back the viral moments, the thirst trap memes, the neon Netflix specials, and what you'll find is not luck. What you'll find is a blueprint. Years of grind, thousands of shows, bombs, rebuilds, reinventions. A kid from small-town Ohio who started performing at 15, who took every club gig he could, who made his own specials before Hollywood came knocking. Matt Rife isn't the product of chance. He's the result of strategy, survival, and storytelling. Drop a comment with your favorite Matt Rife moment, or tell me which performer I should break down next. I read every single one, because around here, we don't just watch, we study what makes greatness actually funny.